Hi, I'm James. I'm a foot and ankle specialist, and today I'm going to talk you through the best trail running shoes for plantar fasciitis. It's important to consider that there are two different types of plantar fasciitis. You can have a compressive type of plantar fasciitis where you get pain when you initiate contact with the ground and the pain is on the heel, or you can get stretch type plantar fasciitis when you transition through the mid stance and push off. It stretches the plantar fascia and that gives you greater pain. It is possible to have the two together, so compressive and stretch type, but usually we place an emphasis more towards where the higher levels of pain are. And each shoe is dedicated to the different type of pain that you experience, and we'll break down the reasons why throughout the video. So the first shoe we're going to talk about is the Nike Pegasus Trail 4. The reason that we chose this is that it's an excellent shoe for compressive type plantar fasciitis. It's got 37mm of cushioning in the rear foot. So that means when you initiate contact with the ground, it compresses nicely, absorbs the vibration and the shock, reducing the amount of impact it's placed on your heel. It's got a 10mm drop from the back to the front of the shoe, so there's 27mm on the front. It's got 4mm lugs underneath, and it's a shoe that we'd recommend for road to trail running and light to moderate technical trails. So the second shoe we'll talk about is the Face Vectiv Enduris 3. Now we've chosen this as it's completely different than the other type of shoes that we have, as it's got a really big rocker on it. So you can see from the midfoot to the forefoot, there's a big curve upward, and we know that this helps reduce the plantar force on the foot, so it reduces the amount of pressure that's on your foot. Now, you pay the price by increasing the pressure on your knee, but typically, if a patient has no problems on the knee, this can be an excellent solution to plantar fasciitis. So it sits in between for those who have some compressive type pain and those of you that have some stretch type pain, as it completely reduces the force underneath. However, it can take a little bit getting used to if you haven't worn a shoe with such an aggressive rocker in it. It comes in at 307 grams, which is the heaviest of all three shoes. It's got 30mm in the rear foot, so 7mm less than what you get in the Nike, and 24 in the forefoot, giving you a 6mm drop. So it sits somewhere in the middle of that high to low drop ratio, and it's a shoe that we'd recommend for shorter distance trail running. Then finally, we've got a brand that's lesser known by most people, which is the Topo Mountain Racer 3. It's the second lightest of all three shoes, coming in at 286 grams. It's got 6mm lugs underneath, so it's got excellent traction for longer distance trail running. And one of the reasons that we chose this shoe for plantar fasciitis is that there are very few stability shoes on the market, and the Topo Mountain Racer 3 is one of them. So it uniquely provides medial arch support, which is something that most trail shoes and running shoes no longer provide. That's really helpful if your pain is primarily stretch type plantar fasciitis with discomfort in the medial arches, as it helps alleviate the navicular, offloading that area, and it can reduce the pain of those who have stretch type plantar fasciitis. Some of the other excellent features of the Topo is that it has an anatomical toe box, so it's really broad in the forefoot, allows your toes to splay, so people who experience Morton's neuroma, metatarsalgia or bunion pain can really benefit from that extra width in the toe box. Another thing just to note is in the North Face, they've got a TPU plate built into the midsole, and that helps to give it extra rigidity, and it can also help protect the forefoot in those of you who have pain in the ball of the foot. So we have three contrasting shoes. We have the zip foam cushioning, the Topo Mountain 3, which is nice and soft, which makes it beneficial for longer distance runs. It helps for stretch type plantar fasciitis. We've got the Nike Pegasus Trail 4, which is more beneficial for compressive type plantar fasciitis. And we've got the North Face, which is an all-rounder that can help reduce the force on the underside of the foot. It's important to remember that all information in the video is just for educational purposes only and shouldn't substitute medical advice. We've got links to all three shoes in the description. If you purchase through the links, it helps to fund the channel without affecting the price that you pay. Otherwise, if you've got any questions on the shoes, please leave them in the comment section, and thank you very much for watching.